Welcome to Classic Storytime Hub. Tonight, we unravel Edgar Allan Poe's haunting tale, The Oval Portrait. This is not a mere reading. It is a reimagined narration in English, crafted to breathe new suspense and life into the Gothic masterpiece. The chateau into which my servant forced our way was no ordinary refuge. It loomed like a relic of shadow and splendor, one of those brooding fortresses that seem to haunt the Apennines as much in reality as in legend. Though recently abandoned, its silence carried the weight of centuries. We settled in a turret chamber, small, neglected, yet draped in faded grandeur. Tattered tapestries clung to the walls, broken shields and armorial trophies hung like ghosts of forgotten battles. And everywhere, in corners carved by the castle's strange architecture, gleamed paintings, modern, vivid, framed in golden arabesques that caught the candlelight like fire. Perhaps it was the fever of my wounds, but I felt drawn to them, as if each canvas whispered secrets. I ordered Pedro to seal the shutters, ignite the tall candelabrum beside my bed, and fling wide the black velvet curtains that enclosed me. I wanted no sleep, only the company of these images and the curious little volume I had found upon the pillow, a book that promised to reveal their stories. Hour after hour I read and gazed, until midnight itself seemed to pulse through the chamber. The light displeased me. With trembling effort, I reached out, adjusting the candelabrum so its glow fell more directly upon the book, a decision that would draw me deeper into the mystery of the portraits. The shift of the candles brought an unexpected revelation. Their glow pierced a shadowed niche that had been hidden by the bedpost, and there, suddenly alive in the light, was a portrait I had not seen before. It was the image of a young girl, poised at the threshold of womanhood. I looked once, too quickly, and shut my eyes, as if to steady my senses. Why I did so, I could not at first explain. Perhaps it was instinct, a desperate pause to confirm that I was not deceived, to prepare myself for a second, truer gaze. When I opened my eyes again, the vision was undeniable. The portrait seemed to banish the haze of delirium that had clouded me, snapping me into sharp awareness. The girl's likeness was rendered only in head and shoulders, her radiant hair dissolving into the deep shadows behind her. The oval frame, gilded and intricate, caught the candlelight like a crown. As art, it was flawless. Yet what unsettled me was not the painter's skill, nor the beauty of the face itself. It was something deeper, an intensity that held me captive, as though the canvas contained more than pigment and brushstrokes. I sat transfixed, half reclining, half upright, my gaze locked upon the portrait for what felt like an hour. At last, exhausted but strangely satisfied, I sank back into the bed, convinced I had uncovered the true secret of its haunting power. The secret of the portrait's spell was its uncanny vitality, an expression so lifelike that it unsettled me, shook me, and filled me with awe. I turned the candelabrum away, hiding the source of my agitation, and reached for the worn volume that told the stories behind these paintings. There, beneath the number of the oval frame, I found the tale. She was a maiden of rare beauty, radiant with laughter and joy, but fate turned cruel the moment she gave her heart to the painter. He was a man consumed, stern, devoted, already wed to his art. She, playful as a fawn, cherished all things except the brushes and palette that stole her husband's gaze. To her, the art was a rival, a silent thief of affection. So when he declared his desire to capture her likeness, her spirit trembled, yet she obeyed. Day after day she sat in the high shadowed turret where the light fell cold and narrow upon the canvas. The painter labored with feverish glory, lost in reveries, blind to the fading glow of his bride. Her health waned, her spirit dimmed, yet she smiled still, uncomplaining, because she saw the fire in his eyes, the burning pleasure he took in his work. And so he painted, hour after hour, while she withered before him, unseen, her life ebbing away with each stroke of the brush. Whispers spread among those who glimpsed the portrait. They spoke of its uncanny resemblance, a marvel beyond belief, a testament not only to the painter's genius, but to the depth of his devotion. Yet, as the work neared completion, the turret became a prison. No one was allowed to enter. The artist, consumed by feverish passion, no longer looked upon his wife. His gaze belonged only to the canvas. He did not see that the colors he laid down were stolen from the fading bloom of her cheeks, nor that each stroke drained the life from the woman beside him. Weeks passed. Only a final touch remained, a single brush upon the lips, a single gleam in the eye. Her spirit flickered weakly, like a dying flame in its socket. And then, with trembling hand, he gave the last stroke. For one breathless instant, he stood entranced, awed by the perfection before him. "This is life itself," he cried. But as he turned at last to his beloved, the triumph curdled into horror. She was lifeless. Her soul had slipped into the portrait, leaving only a masterpiece and a corpse. And thus the story ended. If you liked this journey into the worlds of classic literature, do not forget to support us by subscribing so we can tell you more. And hey, if there's a classic tale you'd love to hear told in this suspenseful style, drop its name in the comments below. Your suggestion might be our next chilling adventure.